Spine segmentations. I have a challenge for you. We all know how good it feels to go into a big angry cat, maximum flexion, and then to drop into a cow, maximum extension. However, I want you to take it one step further. Add some intensity to it, and I have lots of options here. Or if your cat-cow doesn't look like it's moving very well, figure out where it's not moving. Those are your segmental control deficits, and pick one of these techniques to target that area. If you have a tricky spot that isn't moving well into flexion or extension, you can place a band right at that segment, go into your quadruped or fort point, and now you have a target. You have way more afferent input so that your brain can learn more about that segment. For the upper back, take that band, turn it into a figure of 8. Wrap it around your shoulders, back into your quadruped, and that will help you gain extension. This is a pretty stiff band, so this is really pulling. From there, I can fight it, going into flexion, and then use that assist to get into full extension. Breathe out and let it drop. To bias your upper back, go sit down at a wall, press your low back into the wall to get rid of the lumbar spine. Use a ball for a chin lock to get rid of your neck. Give yourself a hug, curl down into maximum flexion, and then place one segment at a time on the wall. Don't let your low back come off the wall. If you have one segment that's really sticky, you can put a block right at that segment, and then upright and target the force right there. This option is great for targeting upper back extension and again dissociating our lumbar spine from our upper back. So we have a lumbar lock because we're in flexion down below, and then we're trying to pull our upper back, that sternum, towards the floor to get extension in often this very stiff, sticky area. If you want to bias some of the lines of tension around the pelvis, lock your upper back into extension, come into this frog position and focus on the pelvis and low back. One really nice way to focus, control, and mobility into the low back and pelvis is to block the upper back with a chair or a bench. So the upper back stays locked in extension, and we're working on dissociating those two areas. Anterior pelvic tilt, low back extension, and then bring it into a posterior pelvic tilt. Flexion through the low back. Use that breath, breathe out. This is like a maximum crunch. Abs, 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 and dissociating those two areas. One of my favorites is an inverted segmental roll up and roll down. So there's lots of force. It feels so good on the spine. I can really have a chat with each segment, and it just seems to wake them up and get them moving. One thing I love about this position is that because you are inverted, you are getting decompression, traction to the low back. And these are some of the segments that are the most compressed in our spine. For a little more help with maximum flexion, do a block between the knees. Squeeze it, crush it. That will get a little bit more of your deep front line, and then see if you can access more end range flexion. Another option, compress into a ball. I still want length in your spine, and then go find your maximum flexion and maximum extension. Closed chain, so a little bit more compression. I need to fight an elongate, and then I'm gonna curl down, starting with the pelvis. Then L5, L4, going all the way down. Close your eyes if you want, think about each segment, and then curling up. Each one comes off the ground, and make sure when you come back up, you're nice and tall. You can also do this with a plate or a kettlebell, add some resistance, but again, I want you tall, and off you go. Pelvis, L5. Okay, so now we have really leveled up our game. We have intensity, and we know our brain and our body rewires, changes faster with intensity. We have variability, options, variation. Again, brain and body pays more attention, and we're being specific to what areas we really need to target. And that's one of my complaints, is that rehab is not specific enough. Enjoy. Hi there, I'm Michelle from Movement 101. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you would like more content like this, go down to the first link in the description below. And of course, to get this information out there, it does help to click like, hit subscribe, and make a comment. And let's make sure your body is built to last. Thanks for watching.